Hopefully that works.
All right, we live now, so it should let you do it now.
All right, let's see. Same thing. What the heck?
Same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me see. I got it. Hold on one second. I hear myself. Yeah, YouTube be acting mad weird.
Man, I'm so sick of YouTube.
And it's like they ramp up the censorship too. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, it did. I swear they're so picky about who they attack you on. I was shocked when I got banned. I was like, "What in the world?"
And it's like I don't even know what you did to even get banned.
That's what
It
I'm
makes
trying
no
to figure
sense.
out. And I emailed them and tried to, dispute it, and they denied my ass. So
Yeah, that's some YouTube shit.
just gonna have to grow this one.
Yeah, which I think is gonna grow fast though, since people
Yeah,
already know who you are.
yeah. I got a lot of people messaging me on Instagram and Facebook. Really surprised me that people knew my Facebook.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't even do nothing but post my videos on Facebook. That's really about it. Yeah, all
Right.
right, I got it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it now. Yep.
Well, what's up, man? How everything been, man?
Man, it's been good. It's hot outside finally. Tired of all this weather changing back and forth, from cold one day
Where
to
you
hot the
living at?
next. I'm in
You in Florida?
Tennessee.
Oh, you in Tennessee? Okay,
Nah,
okay.
Tennessee.
All right. Well, everybody, for the people that's in here right now, guys, go ahead and introduce yourself, my boy. Let them know who you are. Unfortunately, I wanted to have him on my other channel before I got banned. For those of you that have been following my channel for the past 2 years, you guys know I've been working hard. I get up to almost 10K subscribers, and then YouTube deleted my channel. It hurt it. But sometimes you need a fresh start to get where you really need to go. But I really want to get him on the channel before it got banned, because a lot of my subscribers would really like the content that you put out. And I think it would be good. I want to get you on the thing with me, Donut, and Dwayne McClain, man. I'm trying
Yeah,
to,
that'd be lit.
kind of build that thing up to where I can get us, we got one big room. We're all talking about different sections, because the type of stuff you do is stuff that a lot of us in the community we know about, but we don't really talk about as much as you do. And I learned a lot from actually watching your channel, man. I didn't get into it now.
That's
But
what's
go ahead and
up.
introduce yourself, man, and let them know who you are. Let them know about your channel.
All right, yeah, my name's Lobo. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I make a lot of videos on rig sports. I make beats, any different type beats, EDM music, exposing the hip hop industry, cartoons, you name it. And I really like going to the cartoons because I get to relive my childhood at the same time when I do it.
Yeah, I love cartoons, man. Even like when I'm researching like the Simpsons and stuff like that, man, it like brings back memories and stuff like any of these cartoons, because young growing up, you don't realize how much symbolism and stuff is in these type of cartoons and stuff that you watch on the day. Like even the cartoons my kids are watching now, it's like so much stuff in there. And now that it's become like part of my life, I see stuff. I'm like, oh man, look at that. But my kids ain't gonna know this
Yeah.
stuff. My wife, she really ain't gonna too much care about it. But it's everywhere, man. And I say like people like us are helping bringing attention to what's going on, especially sports. Man, sports is so rigged. I've been telling people this for a long time. Like they already know. Like you can go on the dark web and find out who's gonna win most of the championships in sport. Like boxing, soccer, and the NFL, like the two most rigged sports that I could think of off the top of my head. I know basketball is, but football, I believe soccer and boxing like are just a whole different type of level of being staged and rigged for a certain person or a certain team to be glorified. And it's become obvious now. It's become obvious.
Yeah.
I like that you shine light on that, because you go into detail about a lot of stuff that some of us we just don't go into detail about, and you know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
So how
most of it's like due to the fact that, well, I went to school for sports broadcasting, so I went into it from the angle that sports was real before I like woke up and realized, yo, all this stuff is fake, etc. And then the day I graduated, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this because I wouldn't have the creative control that I have now.
okay, that's good. What school did you go to?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah.
uh, but how long have you been doing like the exposing the rig sports and stuff like that? Something you've been doing for a while, or you just recently started, or you've been at it for a minute?
I say about what was it, like a year and a half now. Yeah, because I remember the first one I did was like the NFL is scripted or something. It was like my second ever stream or something like that. And that was the first one. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? People really like talking about rig sports. So I said, might as well keep talking about it. It keeps me interested as well, so it doesn't kill my fandom as well.
Yeah, that's good because when you're passionate about something and you actually intrigue yourself, it'll push you to keep going and going and going. Because sometimes you have days you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this, but then you think about it, man. Now I got to get this out there. Like this is really bothering like sports. Like it's crazy that sports has kind of evolved in a way that you wouldn't expect it. Like I think it's going towards the worst. Like it's entertaining, but the entertainment kind of gets sucked away when you realize what's really going on in the sports world. And my video that brought me into it was when Kobe Bryant died, which is an athlete. Kobe Bryant was literally my favorite basketball player ever. And my favorite athlete ever. Like if I'm not really the type of person to worship celebrities and stuff like that, I really don't care. But Kobe Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been watching him since I was a kid, and he was always my favorite player. When he died, it kind of touched me, and then I realized what was going on and all the type of stuff that he was involved in and stuff like that. It kind of opened my eyes to a lot more. And then once I did that video, I was like, you know what? I'm really into conspiracies already. So I always I was always watching other people's videos. I'm like, why don't I do it myself and talk about what I know? Just
Yeah.
start researching, man, and kind of went from there with it. But um,
Yeah.
so
I thought
what
with that
about
Kobe one initially, I thought it was just like, just a regular sacrifice so the Lakers will win a championship. And then you see it's way more connected to a whole bunch of stuff that affects what's going on now. And it's like, well, damn.
Yeah, he had a lot going on. When I found out he had a lawsuit against the pharmaceutical industry, that right there told
Mm-hmm.
me that okay, they trying to get rid of him. You can't, you're never gonna go against the pharmaceutical industry. And then he was planning on leaving Nike or something like that. They were saying so. It was a lot of stuff that he had going on just off the top of the head, like stuff you can think of without having to really go into deep research. And I do feel like that part of it was for a sacrifice for the Lakers to win the title also because what happened like a year or two later, it might have been the same year, I can't remember. I think it was the next year, something like that, they won the title, or it could have been that same year, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
that same
Lakers
year.
same year. So now I think the Dodgers in baseball won the title, the LA Dodgers won the title the same year too. So
Yeah.
it all ties in together. Like Kobe's a big sacrifice. Like it was so much in like with him dying, like it was so much that happened around it and afterwards too, like some of the effects of him dying are still lingering around.
Yeah, that's true. They still do rituals around Kobe. Was that 2 years later? They still doing
Yeah,
rituals in basketball and other sports.
and it's sickening, man, but how corrupt the world has become from sports. Like everything is like you start learning like everything's staged, not only at sports but the world is the whole stage itself. Like everything. I always tell people our future is planned out. Anything that's happening right now has been planned for a very long time because the world is staged. They put it in our face. This is what you're gonna see. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna believe it's something that we didn't expect. Or Russia going to war with Ukraine. Come on, it's staged. Everybody, all these powerful people around the world knew this was gonna happen. They knew the date. They always talking about intelligence. No, it's intelligence because the world is staged. Everybody knows what the next person move is gonna be. I
Facts,
think
facts.
same thing with sports like the NCAA. Come on, St. Petersburg going on a run to the Elite Eight, and then
Yeah.
it's just like they make it so obvious, and sometimes people are just too blind to even realize what's truly going on out there. That's my thing is to try to. That's why I try to like bringing other people in together so we can all kind of give people different points of views of what's going on out there in the world. Um, how things are changing, what's really going on from sports to politics to the music industry and stuff like that. And Music industry is one of the biggest ones. People usually go after the music industry first before
Yeah, that's what
they,
woke me up.
yeah, the music industry is like the biggest because that's what really gains people. Like people like stuff like that. That's how they get everybody's attention first, is with the music. Well, not just the music industry, but entertainment in general. Before sports and all that, uh, rappers, actors, those are the people that have the biggest influence on what we see on a day to day basis. And I think they use those industries to manipulate people and get basically brainwash them. Because you're looking at these music videos and all the devil worshiping that's going on in it and stuff like that. Kids are looking at this and they're thinking it's okay. And I think right now we're in the stage where they're trying to glorify and make it okay to worship the devil. They're trying to normalize it to where people won't see it happening in videos and explode. Oh my God, such and such was talking about selling the soul, like that type of stuff. And I think they're trying to get to the point where it's normal. And we see these videos and we don't care nothing of it no more. That's why they're censoring so much that's going on right now, because they're trying to stop getting people to bring light to the point where we give up and we just like forget it is what it is. Because that's what happens to a lot of people that do this type of stuff. They give up and they're just like, whatever it is, what it is. I could easily, after my channel got banned, like, I don't feel like doing junk over, but I give up. And I feel like that's what they wanted me. They wanted to happen to me. I was always getting banned. Anytime I was live, my lives would mess up. Like a lot of stuff was just going, just not going in my
Yeah.
favor, man. A lot of stuff wasn't going in my favor.
It's like certain phrases you say, all of a sudden the live will suddenly mess up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. One of my subscribers said that one time. He say just certain things you say, like phrases, stuff like he like your live, like he like the live mess up, and then I'm starting to actually see it. Like when I start doing more lives, I'm like, dang, that shit messing up for no reason. Like you can't say certain stuff. Like they got this. Some people out there just have too much power, man. Too much
Yeah.
power. Like I was watching a conspiracy thing on Netflix. You know, they was talking about like powerful. I'm looking like powerful people getting assassinated, and really these people that are considered powerful are not even powerful compared to the people that are having them assassinated. You know, you got to be a real powerful
Yeah.
person to have somebody that's running a bank this powerful themselves assassinated. Like this shit is not easy. And I'm looking at all these people being assassinated from bank owner. I mean, from CEOs running banks to, you know, big time celebrity media people, or a prime minister of this country or whatever. Like a lot, and then a lot of stuff is boiled down to just, you know, being in control. You have that elite group of people that's in control, like the CIA in America. It's ridiculous how much power the CIA has. But who's controlling the CIA? That's what nobody knows. Who's pulling the strings? Who's allowing them to make these decisions on which country's leader can live and which one's gonna die? It's really like a game at this point. Really
Oh
is a
yeah.
game.
Speaking of which, I was on CIA.gov's website. It's probably some years ago, and one of their articles talks about how the Illuminati card game laid out the plans for the New World Order on the CIA.gov website.
What?
Yeah, that's how I started looking into Illuminati card game and made the video, which I'm gonna make a part two about because some other shit didn't happen since then. But yeah, yeah, the Illuminati card game then predicted a whole bunch of stuff. And this is
I
a game that came out back in the what was it the early '90s?
90s,
I think there was a
yeah.
previous version in the '80s. Yeah,
Damn, I did not know it was on the. I definitely know it was on the CIA site. That just shows you right there how much the world is staging and how easily the world can be impacted by, you know, things like this. Like I said, the CIA been having people killed for a long time, trying to, you know, if you don't follow the rule, not even the rules of the leader, the president of the United States. If the CIA can't control you, they don't want you there, and they're gonna have you assassinated. Like we are getting closer to a new world order, and I think it's eventually going to happen. That's why you see a lot of these world leaders being replaced, because they're trying to get everybody that they control in place. So when it's time to start that new world order, they don't have to worry about anybody rebelling against them. You see how the media is destroying Putin. Putin's not
yeah,
following the agenda that they want anymore. So the Western media, the West controls everything. They control everything the majority of the world sees. So the majority of the world is looking at him like a villain, and he's because of who he is. They can't just replace him like they do anybody else. And I think the goal is, to get him replaced. And
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
like if you ain't part of
following.
the world banking system, yeah.
Yeah, it is already wrapping. And he already has people in this country, turning against him because of all the sanctions and stuff like that. And I feel like Putin was kind of set up in a way to make an example. I feel like he was led on to believe that this is what he was supposed to do, but this is the way they can get him removed from power right here. All these
Kind of like a
sanctions.
scapegoat.
Yeah, like a scapegoat. Exactly. They're targeting all these billionaires that live in his country. Guess who's going to pay people to stage a coup on him or pay a military lead? These same billionaires that they're trying to, take their yachts and all this stuff. These same
Mm-hmm.
people are the people that can get Putin out of power. And I think that's what they're doing right now. They found a way to get him to, go to war with Ukraine because the West was kind of instigating it. They kind of pushed it to where he would go to war. They wasn't trying to stop it. They really wanted this to happen because they can go along with their plan. They can't just assassinate him like they do the president of Venezuela or something like that. One of them African nations, they can't just do that. So they have to do things a little differently. And I feel like that's what they did right now. And that's why all you see in the media is what the Russians are doing bad. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're not talking about what the Ukrainians are doing or what the Americans are doing. They're only talking about what the Russians are doing. In the Russian media, they always saying it's propaganda and it's not true and all this type of stuff. And they're hurting the Russian people as far as like can't use Apple Pay no more. The McDonald's closed down. They run out of money. The inflation, like it's become crazy. Like it's really become crazy. And I think he's just the start of a few more people they're going to try to get rid of too. You see right now, they're kind of starting to aim again towards North Korea, all these missile shoots. They've had testing missiles here, testing missiles there. Same thing with Iran, another country they don't have full control of. They tried to say they attacked the American base with a missile, but come to find out that they were attacking an Israeli I forgot what it was, a military base where they were doing something for Israel and Iraq. So it's crazy how the world is going, but it's really just a big show.
Yeah, the best way I could sum it up, they're playing Monopoly on a world scale. Like the game Monopoly is what they doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
true. I feel like just like you said, they are playing Monopoly on a world stage, just like you said, and the regular people that watch the news and are persuaded by the media don't realize this. They think everything they see on the TV and internet is real. They really do.
isn't that
Like,
scary?
yeah, it's real scary. It's like you're brainwashing. You don't know it. They use the media and the internet to brainwash people. The first thing people do when they wake up in the morning, younger generation, they don't watch the news, but guess what they do? Go to for the news. They go to the internet. The first thing they do is check Instagram or Facebook. That's where they get their news
Twitter.
from. Yeah, Twitter. And then you got the older generation who goes turn on CNN or Fox News, and that's where they get the information. Of two brainwashed generations. They're just changing how they brainwash people. One generation watch TV a lot. They got their news from the TV or the newspaper. They got them brainwashed that way still because you still get the same bull crap. And then you got the younger generation, they know it's going to be on the internet. So guess what? Every blog, every this and that is going to have the same thing. Will Smith with the fake slap. I don't know how many, they're still talking about it.
Yeah, YouTube pushing that shit heavy in the algorithm. Like, you ain't lying about this. Like every time it's a new story about Will, like, really? It's been a week and they still find a
Yeah,
way to talk about it.
and they're still finding a way. And it's crazy because people were talking about boycotting the Oscars. I mean, was the Oscars or Grammy? I always get them the Grammys, right? Was it
No, it was the
Grammys?
Oscars.
It's the Oscars. So I was right. It's the Oscars. People talking about boycotting and all this crap, and now all of a sudden you get, and it was the black people talking about boycotting. So you get two black people, one to slap the other. Guess who's going to be, searching the Oscars and doing all this other stuff? Black people. Now you drew
Exactly.
all that attention onto the Oscars, and now for the next few years, people are going to be looking forward to watching the Oscars to see what's going to happen. This is all staged, and then not only the timing for that was crazy because just the day before, Joe Biden had said something about Putin needs to get removed from power from Russia. Everybody had a frenzy. People were going crazy. So to take the attention off of him, guess what they do? The very next day,
Pop, pop.
exactly. So everything went from the president of the United States to Will Smith and Chris Rock. How in the hell? That's how
You know what's
brave you
crazy
are.
is I wouldn't have even known about the slap if one of my friends didn't mention it in our group text. Like about
For real.
Will slapping Chris. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't know. I didn't know the Oscars was Sunday or any of that
I did.
stuff.
I didn't know. I seen it because I got on Facebook and somebody was like, "I can't believe Will Smith did that." I'm like, "What the hell they doing now?" I'm like, "I ain't paying no mind." I'm like, "Okay, probably just a movie or something." And then I went down to give somebody said the same thing, same thing. So I'm like, I fucking go on Instagram, and the first thing I see is the Shade Room talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I'm like, "Oh God,
The
oh
Shade
God."
Room.
The Shade Room, the messy room. That's what it should be called.
Said Dick Gregory always said, look past what they shown us is deeper than we think chess moves. Yeah, Dick Gregory said a lot. I mean, he was the one who said there's two Trumps, blue tie and a red tie Trump.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely is the blue. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
he didn't said a lot in his interviews though, which I mean he was controlled opposition, but he didn't. If you go back to Dick Gregory interviews, that man when he got older, he was talking a lot.
Damn, I might have to go check that out. Definitely have to check that out. Yeah, it is food shortages. And people aren't, that's crazy because anytime we had these distractions, that's when the leaders of the country start telling us what's really going on. They talk about food shortages, they talk about,
Coin
inflation,
shortage,
coin shortage. Like even with
which
my
we
job,
magically
like
have when it gets hot all the time. Which I don't know how
it's
people ain't caught on to that one. It's been what 2 years now.
yeah.
Around the exact same time every year since this shit popped off. There's suddenly a coin shortage. Like what happened to all the quarters and all the pennies from like
How
1950,
exactly?
1970?
Exactly. You're not producing new coins like that. So you can't tell me it's a shortage because you can't produce new coins. You never have been. You guys reuse the same coins every year. Every
Exactly.
year.
Like I
So
probably
how
have
is it
90 cents in my car right now off pennies and dimes and nickels and shit.
exactly?
But
So
maybe
like
more than
how is
90 cents,
the
but
coin
you get it.
shortage? I'm confused. Like I want to know where the coin shortage come from. What do you mean it's a coin shortage? I want you to break it down to me and tell me how it's a coin shortage because they can't. They can't. That's the crazy
Yeah.
part. It's just they tell us stuff and we are just supposed to go with it. That's how
Yeah, I
society
asked somebody at the bank one day when I was getting some quarters or whatever. I was like, "So, how is there coin shortage?" She was like, "It's something with the printing press or something like that, with them making the coins." I was like, "Nah."
Nah.
Yeah, this was back in 2020. Yeah, that's their excuse.
They just come up with anything. Like I said, yeah, fear tactics. That's what the world is revolved around. Fear tactics. It's all about fear. They can keep us scared and they can control us. You can't control
Mm-hmm.
people that aren't scared of you. That's just never gonna happen. And that's how society is right now. They just expect you to bow down and be controlled. And if you don't, you go against anybody that goes against what's being taught to us, and you have some kind of celebrity status or popularity behind you, the media either destroys you or you somehow commit suicide or you just get straight up assassinated. And usually
Yeah.
this how it goes. You if you're like an actor or somebody in the industry, they'll destroy your character. They will destroy your character. They'll make you out to be this bad person.
You're
If you're some kind
crazy.
of crazy. If you're some kind of wealthy businessman and you start speaking out, you somehow committed suicide. You don't know. If you're somebody that works in the government and you decide to expose, you get assassinated. That's just how they do it. It never fails, and people fall for it. And people really still think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Yeah,
Like that
exactly.
still doesn't. I still can't find like no, dude. Either he's not dead or he was killed. It's one of the two.
Same with Aaron Hernandez too. He was supposed to blab about the NFL the next day he was on trial, and then we saw what happened. They had like
Yeah,
Illuminati on the walls and stuff. It's like I can't act like I didn't hear about that.
yeah. I didn't even know about Illuminati on the wall and stuff like that. But I just anytime something's about to get exposed, something happens to the people that are planning on doing it. It never even down to the Ghislaine Maxwell situation. Um, she said she wouldn't speak on uh former President Trump, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrews, and none of the powerful people. She said she would not speak on because she was terrified. And then after the whole trial thing is over, now she wants to speak on it. Well, it's too late now. They're definitely not going to let you do it. You had your chance. You were probably scared you were going to get killed, and I'm pretty sure she would have died if it would have happened, or they would have found some kind of way to cover it up. That thing got no national attention. That trial got no national attention. But guess what? Kyle Rittenhouse trial was everywhere.
And he was
How can
doing the hidden
somebody
hand
that?
too in court too. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Him and that was. I still can't understand that part right there. Kyle Rittenhouse, somebody who shot somebody, whatever. People, it was big, but it was made bigger than somebody that's about to expose some of the most powerful people in the world. They wouldn't even allow cameras in the courtroom with her, all because
That's
of
like
control.
that's like all the stuff that was gonna come out, and then the George Floyd situation happened. Remember how they
Yeah,
was having protests overseas and all that, and then boom, George Floyd, and that got hushed down real quick.
real quick. Like it's become such a. Anytime something's gonna happen, something crazy happens, and then the media will pump a situation up. A regular old person from anywhere could get hit by a truck, and then nothing happens. And then another regular old person from another city, and somebody's about to get exposed, get hit by a truck, and it's national news. People are protesting. These paid crisis actors are there. It's
Laying bricks down and stuff next to. Yeah, here, grab these random bricks that just so happen to be there, so you can
yeah.
throw them in the glass windows.
Yeah, some of the stuff that you see when they showing you right, like how did that just randomly get like? Where do you just randomly pick up a baseball bat at? Like where did this stuff come from? Oh, you telling me all these stones are just here for y'all to throw at the buildings and glass? Like no, and then, oh wait, the government put it there. Like those protests were just so like poorly put together. Like anybody that was paying attention, you know what was going on.
The energy that like, because the George Floyd thing happened, was it a Wednesday or Thursday?
I cannot remember.
I think it was a Wednesday. Then it got big on Thursday. That Friday when all that stuff started, you could feel in the energy just something was off. Like wherever I went, like I went downtown in Knoxville or whatever. I was going out to get a drink or whatever. And there was just like random helicopters flying around and stuff. You saw some people running this way, but it wasn't like any riots or anything.
Yeah,
And it was like a ghost town. It was on a Saturday night at 11 p.m. Ghost town. It was the weirdest thing ever. Yeah, I was like, something ain't right. So I walked around for like 5 minutes, got back in my car, drove home. I mean, the bars was closed anyway, so what can you do?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild, man. And like I've never really actually heard nobody say that they seen any of the riots. Like even here in Jacksonville where I live at, they're supposed to be doing some kind of protest or something downtown. And I couldn't think of one person that actually went to it. I heard a few people say, "Oh yeah, they're supposed to be." No, I can't think of one person that was actually there, like when this happened. Like in the media, like I said, they pump a lot of stuff up. It's all about division because they can divide us. Then guess what? They can control us. You're not working together, then you're working against each other, and that's all they do. They divide us. You got the people that were for George Floyd, which is somehow always Democrats. The people that are against George Floyd somehow always Republicans. And then Kyle Rittenhouse, the Republicans backed him. The Democrats was against him. Like the world is so divided and always comes back to politics. It drives me crazy that people are so they're trapped in this political mind. They don't. It's not even about what laws that they prefer. It's about they choose their party over whatever. I'm like, regardless of who you putting in there, when everything's rigged and staged. So regardless of who you're putting in office, it's going to be the same results. Those people don't care about you. You can't tell me a Democrat's better than a Republican. You can't tell me a Republican's better than a Democrat. At the end of the day, they're sitting in the same room laughing at you. People,
Exactly.
Trump this, Biden that. Neither one of those guys gives two fucks about you, and in the end, they're laughing. This is all.
And that's how they got people hooked too in the politics. Was the George Floyd situation was during the election.
Yeah,
so that worked for that worked for the liberals. So it helped them
a lot, and that's like I said, turn everything into politics, and you could just tell how you could literally look when something comes on the news which party that was going to help. Oh, the Democrats going to use this. Oh, Republicans going to use this. That's all it boiled down to. And oh, Trump, Biden. Like people worship Donald Trump. This shit drive me crazy. You should never worship any kind of political leader. I don't care who it is, ever, ever. And then it was even more scary as people were thinking Joe Biden was any better, but they were supporting him because they just didn't like Donald Trump that much.
Yeah, that was
If
mostly
it's the
black people
lesser
on
of
that one.
two, yeah, if this is the lesser of two evils, I mean they're both evil, regardless of how you see it. I don't either way it go, you're still getting a puppet in office that doesn't care about you, whether it was Trump or Biden, whoever it is. Everything's done for a vote. Biden picks Kamala Harris as his vice president to get more black people to vote for him, whether it's staged or not. That's how they make it look up. So it looks more realistic if he wins. Oh, he picked a black lady, so the black people are gonna vote for him. She's only black when it benefits her. And then you got Trump over there who's what type of crowd he's reaching for. So everything's used to divide us because once they got us divided, they can keep controlling us. If we all supported each other and we didn't pick no political party, and we're like, we're gonna start our own party, blah blah blah. All the people's gonna support this party. They would have a heart attack because they're meant to divide us, and that's what they do. You got the people that supported Trump, the people that supported Biden, they're divided. Friends are like people's friendships are really like falling apart because of politics. And most people 10 years ago didn't even care about politics. The average 18-year-old can only probably name you the president, didn't know who the vice president was, didn't know any senators and stuff like that. Now everybody, all you see in the media is Republican senator or Democratic senator. That's all you see. They're pushing in people's heads. So now the younger generation is more about politics, whether it benefits them or not. They're more into politics than what they were before because that helps divide them. And if they can have people in politics divided, they're always going to have control. Always. Because regardless,
Then you
y'all
add
can
in
have,
the commercials too.
yeah, yep. And then you got people, they find out you support this candidate or you support this person or you like this person and they're a Democrat or Republican, they automatically view you a certain way. Oh, I don't like you because like that's crazy how easily we can get divided. And you think they're gonna get divided over us? No, they care less.
They sit back laughing at this shit.
Yeah, sit back laughing in a $1 million hotel somewhere, drinking $1,000 wine and stuff like that, not giving two fucks.
Yeah, you remember that episode of the Boondocks with who was that? Was that CeeLo Green, Reverend Rollo Goodlove, or whatever? And he was
Mm-hmm.
getting into it with Ann Coulter on TV, and then when the cameras cut off, they was like real cool and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. That's
yeah, that
basically
shows you right there how politicians are in
how.
real
Yeah,
life.
don't give two fuck. They would sit in the room. They would thrash each other on camera and get off camera and be laughing about it. Because in the end, it's all about them making money and doing this and doing that. They're going to benefit. They're going to control everything. In the end, goes to the same group of people. So they really, in reality, don't care about the same people that they use to control and keep everybody. They use us to control each other. That's one way to do it. They use us. They can't control all of us, so they use us. If I got this group of people that hates this group of people, they're never going to come together to come against me because they hate each other too much. And one of those groups are going to support me, and the other one's going to hate me.
What's good, Adrian? That's why he be the first one in all my live streams.
For real, that's a true
Yeah,
supporter right there.
he be there. He be on it.
Big Adrian. What's good, Adrian?
You ever notice how fast they pump out commercials after certain situations? Like you mentioned the George Floyd thing. It was less than maybe 2 days. All these websites had all this stuff about how they donate to black organizations, how they suddenly care about black people and all this stuff. Juneteenth was right around the corner.
Yep.
The Ukraine situation, less than a week, they already had commercials. Was it Amazon already had the commercial? I was like, look at that.
They try to profit off of everything. They turn everything. They try to turn anything into a dollar in their pocket. Trying to, we support Ukraine because they know how everybody feels. They weren't going to make any commercials about supporting Russia. You ain't gonna see
No.
that. Definitely that.
No.
Happen.
No.
Like I said, it's crazy, and I feel like eventually, like I said, it's a few more countries, but we might go into World War III. It may not happen in the next few months, but it's going to happen. It's going to roll over into that. Something's going to happen, and they're trying to. I feel like Putin's gonna get to points like, well, I got nothing else to lose, might as well go out like Hitler did, and it turned into one of those situations. Because right now we're seeing a lot of he's been manipulated so much to where he probably feels like a fool, and
How many
everybody else
years do you think it's gonna be before World War III actually kicks off, though? Like officially,
officially. I'll say 2022. I'll say 3 years at the max. That's the max. It's gonna happen.
2025.
Yeah, 2025 is gonna happen, my name, because this is what's gonna happen. So seeing Russia and Ukraine right now, it's not gonna stop no time soon, regardless. It's not gonna. People assume, oh, it's not gonna stop. It may calm down for a while. They may have some ceasefires. You may go a month with them not doing anything, and then a month later, they're back fighting again. Like it's gonna be one of those long-term wars that are happening in some of those other countries. And then you're gonna see Taiwan eventually, go to war with China, and that's just gonna strike the world war right there. But I think before that happens, that may be what starts it. But I think Russia's gonna eventually attack one of NATO countries, and then all hell is gonna break loose. It's gonna turn into a war because they're really trying their best to cripple Russia right now and get rid of Putin. So it may be a
Mm-hmm.
false flag. They may use, America may bomb Poland or whatever and blame it on Russia. They do stuff like that. And boom, World War III then works. It's gonna history repeats itself. And it's been too long not to have another big war. That's how it's been too long. The world leaders don't like that because they profit off of it.
Exactly.
They make a lot of money off of wars. And that's how you find out, a lot of those countries, especially the United States, manipulating everybody. If Europe gets in a world war, guess who's going to benefit the most from the United States? And probably China. But China's in that area too. So give or take, it could spill over to China, but the United States is going to gain the most from it because we're way over here. If it was the Mexico and Brazil going to war right now, United States would have a fucking heart attack. They'd be trying to stop that shit in a heartbeat. But because
Like, chill out. You too close, man. You too
yeah,
close.
too close. Yeah, exactly. But because it's happening in Europe, United States don't care. Why do you think all the wars, anytime we interfere in something, it's way in the Middle East or in Europe or in Asia somewhere. Africa is never over here. Anybody that doesn't
Yeah.
follow, Venezuela president was not following the rules of the United States. CIA had the man killed, gave him cancer. Like he ended up dying. Hugo Chavez. Like it's crazy. They don't allow anybody on this side of the world to not follow the rules of the United States.
Yeah. Eddie Griffin had like a joke about that. Well, where he's talking about wherever the United States military goes, they don't leave. And then he started talking about, why they came over to Afghanistan and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like
So it's
some of
more
the,
the
even
same.
yeah, and even some of the people that they took out of power, just like Saddam Hussein. He was trying to make Iraq use their own currency and not rely on the United States and stuff like that. The moment he said they were going to start using their own currency and not using the United States currency, next thing you know, they got weapons of mass destruction.
Gaddafi's another one.
Gaddafi's another one. He was trying to make Africa, become one. He was trying to use their own currency. Same thing. He wanted Libya to run off its own currency, and he was trying to make it independent from using a lot of importing a lot of stuff. The moment he said that, guess what? Got NATO in there bombing his country. The CIA backing rebels and stuff like that, giving them weapons. And the crazy part was, even after they gave the rebels all this stuff, he took all the ground they gained in Libya. Gaddafi's military knocked them all the way back to, I forgot what the city's called, that they bombed the American embassy in Libya. I can't remember the name. All the way back, and he was about to take the city back and get rid of all the rebels. And then here comes NATO and France and all these other countries joining in to help out. They destroyed this man's whole air force, and then next thing you know, he was dead, killed by his
Move
own
them on
people.
up out of the way.
Yeah, and then now the country is even worse than what it was before. They do that anytime somebody does not, or any time somebody, especially an African country, tries to grow. Like a lot of people don't know, Libya is an African country, not a Middle East country. This dude was trying to make Africa great. He was trying to get everybody in Africa to unite and stop depending on Western countries. They didn't like that. You got to think France, Britain, United States, they control a lot of those African countries. You think they want
Mm-hmm.
them to be independent and they can't steal all their natural resources? Come on. Anybody that goes in, they're gonna have them assassinated. They've had plenty of African leaders assassinated that tried to actually change Africa. It's just how it
Oh yeah,
goes
they
over
they
there.
took a lot of their resources in Africa a long time ago too, way before
Yeah,
television and all that. So
they've been
they
doing it
was
for
already
so long.
fighting an uphill battle in a way.
Yeah, they started with a handicap program. That's why a lot of people in Africa hate the Queen Elizabeth and stuff like that. And not just Queen Elizabeth, they hate the Western countries too because of how they've been robbed. I mean, she has so much of their jewels and stuff. A lot of her jewelry, the queens, is stolen from Africa, stolen from the kings and queens they used to have in Africa. Africa is so far behind in the world because they've been getting robbed for so many years. And there's nothing they can do. And that's with corrupt leadership too. And then when you get a good leader in there, they get assassinated. Like it's gonna be probably be hundreds of years before Africa even becomes something. And they got so much eternal fighting in there. It's always some kind of military coup or something like that because it's a fight for power. Because of not just them making it look like it's some kind of they always try to make it look like it's just always a fight for power when that's not always the case. It's more or less, you know, people seeing how corrupt the government is and them trying to fix it. And then next thing they take that person out of power and then everybody's condemning them and then they end up becoming a dictator and they go down the same route. That money gets put in their head. So they always start off with the right mindset. But once they get in that position, they realize, I'm getting United States offered me $50 million to, do this, or Britain offered me $30 million to do this. You're going to become corrupt because it's money. You're rich. You don't care about the people just living in your country as long as you got it. A lot of them don't
Exactly.
really go too far outside of the capital of the country they live in, so they're living in a nice house, presidential palace, or whatever it is. They don't care about their people. That's why a lot of African countries are so bad right now.
Yeah, they in their own bubble.
Yeah, definitely in there. That's pretty much what it is, and it's really become sickening because I feel like a lot of people always, when you think of Africa, this is how, since I've been growing up, they put in my head, our country put in our head that Africa is just poor, it's dirt roads, it's nothing there. Like in my head, I don't think I'm a
Yeah,
ride
that's what I
around.
was thinking when I was in school too. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I would ride around Africa and see like normal houses like how we have here in the States. I always think it's gonna be huts and people swimming in rivers, catching fish and shit like that because they don't have none. All of Africa is not like that. They're showing you the terrible parts of Africa. A lot of Africa is actually nice. Like we can come here to the States. If Africa controlled the media, they can show only video footage of the hoods of the United States, and we think the United States is just poor and they didn't
A
have nothing here.
shithole.
Yeah, it's just a shithole.
Old block everywhere.
Exactly, but that's not even the case. That's not even the case, and I think that's kind of what they have, programmed in our head over here about Africa. Because I always, for the longest, until I got older and started looking for myself, thought Africa was just a poor continent, and all the countries in Africa were just, just nasty, dirty, AIDS infested, and stuff like that. Because that's the stereotype they gave us. And unfortunately, as Black people, we're like the only people in the world, we don't know our heritage. You can ask any Black person in the United States, they cannot, unless they were born somewhere over there in Africa, they cannot tell you their heritage. I don't know if I'm Nigerian, South African, Cambodian, from Madagascar. I can't tell you that because I don't know. We don't know. We just have to go. Our people were drug over here. Like that's if they dragged everybody from the United States to fucking Britain and held us as slaves for hundreds of years. Eventually, they ain't gonna be able to tell you, oh, my mom was from Oregon or my dad was from Florida. We just not gonna fucking know. It gets lost after a while, and then they don't teach you nothing. Going to a country you don't even speak their language, you can't communicate with nobody, and then you start losing touch with the next generation because eventually they start learning English and stuff like that, and they can't connect with their elders anymore. And that's basically what happened to us. You probably can't find one single Black person that can tell you exactly what their heritage is because
I
they come
found
from.
one.
You found one?
Yeah, when I did an interview with Grump, he was the only Black person I knew that knew where his like origins came from. I don't
That's
know
hella good.
anybody else.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to find anybody that really know because we've been brainwashed and you've been here for so long and they didn't even allow us to learn. So, like our family, then your where you came from was your past. That was it. It was you. You wasn't talking about it anymore. This was your new home.
Yeah, think
This
about even in school how they quote unquote teach stuff, anything related to Black history. They gloss over that shit quick as hell. Just, yeah, there were slaves.
I'm
Martin Luther
finna use the
King,
bathroom real
Rosa
quick, bro.
Parks.
I'm finna run
Go
to the
right ahead. Go
bathroom.
right ahead. All right, for sure. See what that chat got going on. I know someone asked about will they bring back mask mandates. Of course, they use that like a trigger, which they've been doing that for the last 2 years. What up with you, Fresh Future? Tech and Guy Jets. What's good with you? That's a dope name though. Tech and Guy Jets. I like that. Simone said, your husband's from Africa. He says nothing like the media says. Yeah, one of my cousins actually lived over there for a little minute. And she was like talking about how they had like 2-story houses, like nice houses and all this stuff. And some are nicer there than America. And I was shocked. Mind you, I was in maybe freshman in college, maybe high school. I was like, what? I thought everything was huts, which goes to show you how they portray things in the media. See, the environments in your state, Oregon, shut logging down in the 90s. Now your forests are so overgrown with fuel and logging roads overgrown. You have a massive fire problem. Yeah, the West Coast, they love hitting them with them fires and stuff. Especially like any smaller cities, they're going to target those to make room for their smart cities. It doesn't align with anything they want in the future. They really want things kind of like how they do it in Asia with these mega cities. That's what they want. Get everyone on the same grid. Hence why they call it the web, internet web, like a spider you stuck. And then throw in the metaverse. That's a recipe for disaster. All right, y'all hang tight. 1 sec.
All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm
Yo,
back.
what's good?
Yes, good. What's good, my brother? Yeah,
Yeah, we
man.
got Black Bourbon Night in here. What's good? What's good with you? So next time I'm gonna do a live. I don't know. I've been busy, man. Gotta find more time to do some more lives. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, man. Those lives be good, man. It is hard to find time because you go live, you be live for way longer than what you make a video for. Like anytime I go live, and my live is at least 30 minutes long, 20 minutes long. Make a video is maybe 8, 9, 10 minutes, sometimes 5. And
Yeah,
live, you
yeah,
gotta
that's
prepare
true.
yourself for it. I got kids. My kids young as hell, so my wife gotta keep them locked in the room right now. They be all in the camera, pulling the laptop down, closed.
Oh, I can imagine. That's funny. But yeah, I feel like though, like whenever I make like videos instead of like lives, it takes longer because I have to write a script for it. Because I handwrite my stuff. So like I handwrite my stuff in cursive, write a script for it, get the pictures, and got to get everything right from an editing standpoint.
But you writing cursive?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I don't even know how to write in cursive no more. I don't even know how to spell my. I don't even know how to
Damn.
spell my name. I ain't writing
That's
cursive.
how most people are. They don't know. I was the one kid they lied to in school and believed that you actually needed cursive when you got older.
Yeah, I used to write in
Yeah.
cursive. I ain't writing cursive out like in 6th grade.
Damn. That's the year they said that you ain't even need it. Was 6th grade for me.
Yeah, I don't use it. I'm doing it on the screen now.
Yeah, I hear him.
You hear?
Yeah, a little bit.
So damn loud and bad, dog. You got any kids?
Nope,
Oh,
no
how old are you?
kids. 27.
Oh, okay, okay. I got my first child, 27, turning 28. So
Okay, that's what's up. What was that like adjustment like from not having kids to finally like you're a parent now? You're
it's just
responsible for someone else's life.
it's crazy. Like it really like caught me. Like I was living life until I had kids. Like it really changes everything you do. Like you can't just make decisions like, oh, I'm gonna do this Saturday. You be like, dang, I gotta make sure I got somebody to watch the kids. Like your life revolves around them. Like even to do this live, I have to make sure that my wife can keep them in the room, watch them and stuff. Like it's not just me no more. Like I always put myself second, and I put my kids first. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
about,
how I gotta be.
and when I think about stuff, like I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy this or buy that. I don't think like that no more. I'm like, okay, what do I need to get my kids? Da, 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 da. And then, like it, but it strive for me to want to move in a nice house and stuff. Like it made me want to, do better for them, like better my life for them. I don't want,
Give them like a better life and everything like that. All the
yeah,
all the things that we didn't have growing up.
yeah, you want to give them. That's pretty much what I do. I don't want my kids growing up in the hood. Like I don't want that. Like I want them to have toys and a whole bunch of toys and stuff like that to play with, or just have fun in general. I want them to enjoy. I want them to enjoy being a kid. I really do. But I just think about. I always think about them first. I'm never ever ever like even when I'm getting something to eat, like what do I gotta get these kids. I don't think what I'm gonna get to eat no more. I don't do that shit. I'm like what I'm gonna get my kids to eat, and then I think about what I'm gonna get myself. Like even just doing small things like trying to eat some ice cream in the house. Like I gotta hide to do it. Like it's so different. Like it's crazy because they sit there, they'll come. If I start eating ice cream, they walk out here, they're gonna slaughter. I was eating pizza earlier, they killed my pizza. I'm just like, damn. It's a huge difference. Like you just, I can't. It's hard to plan stuff too when you have like kids. Like it's so hard to plan stuff. You never know what's gonna happen. They can get sick. Anything can happen. Like it's just so hard.
I didn't think about that. You're right. You are
Yeah.
right about that.
And then
I always wanted this as a parent in a, I guess in a, if you could have it either way, regardless of what your work schedule is or just schedule in general, would you rather have your kids homeschooled or go to school and be taught?
I rather them go to school because of the experience, not necessarily they're gonna learn anything more because of whatever I know they're not. I know what they're not gonna learn in school. I feel like that's the stuff I can teach them. I said they're not gonna teach them, taxes and stuff like that in school. They're gonna teach them in history. They're not gonna teach them about a lot of history in the United States. They're gonna teach them about World War II and shit like that. I know what they're not gonna learn, but that experience from the educate, like going to school, meeting other people. I don't want them to get up and then they do go to college or something. They don't know how to act around other people because you can take
Yeah.
away from a kid. Like I didn't like school itself, but I enjoyed going to school because I had friends there. I knew we were gonna go outside play football. Like it really changes you because right now this generation they sit in the house anyway because of social. Everything they have is right there in front of them. If they don't go to school, they're really just gonna be a house rat because school really opens up. It really it teaches them a lot because like I said, they can get stuck in that mindset of, well, I was homeschooled a lot. I didn't get to go out, and those are usually the worst kids that are stuck, like crammed. Their parents don't let them, not necessarily letting them go out, but not being around other people. When they do get around other people, they're either wild as hell or they just don't know how to act around them. And I want my kids to be able to enjoy like going to school, meeting friends and stuff like that. And just having friends. Oh, I went to school with this person because now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I went to school with such and such. Like that feeling feels good,
Yeah.
especially somebody you went to school with doing really good. Like, dang, I went to school. What you call it? Now look at him. He doing good for himself. Blah blah blah. I just think it's now if it's the thing like they get they go all the way up to like ninth grade and then I homeschool in the last 2-3 years. That's different. So they got the experience, but just straight homeschooling, I don't think I could do it. And then that's a lot of work too.
Yeah, that's
Somebody has
true.
to be able to be there to homeschool. Because me and my wife both work. She works from home, but she still has to work, and she's working every day from what 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. So she's not gonna necessarily have the time to homeschool. She only see off Saturday and Sundays. So I don't. She wouldn't have the time. And then I'm a general manager, so I don't really have the time. I'm usually working, and I'm working 50 hours a week, sometimes more than that. So kind of hard to really even try to get in that situation where you
You
home.
can actually
Yeah,
homeschool. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. There is definitely a drawback from homeschooling from like a social intelligence aspect of it because you're not around a bunch of other kids, for one. I say the one thing that homeschool kids do have over the ones in like public or private school is the education factor is gonna be there.
yeah, you gonna
They're
learn
gonna be
way.
smart, but they ain't gonna know how to act around people. So it puts
Yeah,
you in a catch
the
22.
homeschool definitely has it. It has its pros. It really does have its pros. I can't. I'm not gonna lie about that. It has a hell of a lot of pros. Like it just. I think the depending on how you grew up, the cons is gonna outweigh the pros depending on how you grew up too. Because I can somebody that's been homeschooled, it can tell me all the good things from homeschool, and I could be like, damn, you know what? That's right. But I went to public school, so I'm thinking all the good things from public schools, and the good things overpowered the bad things. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, so I get it really can go, it can go either way. I don't think nothing's wrong with homeschool. I think it all depends on the parent though too, as far as how do you let your child interact with other people, and then like my kids are really smart because they talk really good. Even my 1 year old, she talks hella good. That was who you heard calling my name, calling me daddy. But they learned so much because my oldest one, she's 4. She just turned 4 in January, but she started Head Start where you can start school a year early. She started school when she was 3, and it helped her progress. She talks really good, and again, she comes to my house. My other daughter is a year on her. She turns 3 next Sunday. So they all talk really good because they learn from each other. So my youngest one is learning the most because she learned from both her older sisters.
Okay,
Talks
that
really
makes
good.
sense.
Daughter, both of them was potty trained before they turned 2, so it got a lot of like they really learn from each other, and that's because my oldest one starting school a little early, and they kind of they play with each other a lot, and they be trying to talk to each other. So I'm like, dang. So just imagine when they all get in school, it's gonna help them because they're interacting more. They interact with a lot with each other, so if they're learning a lot from each other like that, they're gonna learn a lot. Like, and it's crazy because they probably gonna learn more from the students than they will from the teachers. Not saying the teachers can't teach, but kids learn from kids. You're gonna learn better from kids because that's who understands you the best. I can't sit here and go to somebody 75 years old and think I'm gonna have a connection with them. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna get bored because I'm not entertained.
You'd be surprised. You would be surprised.
You got
Never
some,
judge a book by its cover.
yeah. I'm gonna say the majority. I'll say the majority because every old person isn't the same. I like hearing old people's stories, but you're not gonna see me. I'm not gonna go to an old person's house and like, damn, I can go to the bar with him and just chill and hang out. I'm
Oh,
gonna be more comfortable. I'm gonna be more comfortable. No, I mean that's a weird comparison. I ain't gonna say that because school, but in school, I would rather talk to my classmate than sit there and listen to my teacher, or I'd rather do a project with the person next to me than sit down and listen to my teacher tutor me because I know me and this person are gonna talk about things that we might talk about video games, we might talk about this while we're doing the project. I know the teacher's gonna be straight business. She may tell me some stories about whoever or whatever, but just like me and you 27, I'm 31, we're close in age. So me and you, talking and being on here together, it's a comfort zone. Because one, you're
yeah.
black too. Black with dreads, just like me.
Hey.
It's a comfort thing too. I'm more comfortable rather than being in here with a 67-year-old white dude. It's gonna be. I'm like, damn. Let me watch y'all talk. I don't want to sound ghetto, or I don't want to sound ignorant and stuff like that because it's so different in generations. Like it's a huge gap between me and you. Don't have a gap. So even if I did offend you some way, you're gonna know how to come at me about it. You're not gonna necessarily say, oh, bro, next time maybe you should. You're not just gonna up and it's not gonna be awkward. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But somebody 30 years older than me telling me that, I'm like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah, it sounds like a parent talking then when they 30 years older than you.
Yeah, but it's weird, but not like I said. I think that's a good one because at one point I did think about homeschooling. But I was just like, it's too much. I don't think we can do it. Cause we both got to work. Shit, we ain't rich around
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Most of the homeschool kids like come from money and stuff like that,
Yeah,
or some type of money.
some type of money where the mother usually can stay home and tutor them and teach them and stuff, or they get a nanny or whatever, somebody that can teach them. Usually, we got some kind of money, but the average family is not homeschooling unless the one of the parents just has a super good job to where they can get by. But it's money's got to be involved somewhere. And I know this household ain't rich. I make a decent amount of money, but not enough for us to be homeschooling. We both got to work.
Yeah,
But I do got my kids set up to where they're gonna, at least have something when they turn 18. May not be millions of dollars, but I want all my kids to at least have like $50,000 to go to school, or so I don't want them to go to school and be stuck in debt. And
yeah,
I can't stand college. I tell people college ain't for everybody. College would not be for me. I couldn't do it. I hated school, like doing work in school. High school and like regular school, they push you through it. Kids so damn loud. But regular school, they like push you through it. In college, they don't really push you. They're getting your money. So it's either you're gonna come to school and you're gonna do the work. They're not gonna be calling your damn house saying Roberto, or calling your parents saying, "Hey, Roberto didn't come to school today. We need him to get college."
yeah. That's on you. You
Yeah,
gotta go to. You gotta get your ass to class. You gotta. If you really want to pass this, you really gotta study.
you
Like,
gotta have real motivation.
yeah, I had to learn that.
Anybody that graduate college got it. Like me say, I'm like, damn, he had to be motivated. You really had to be motivated because I know I couldn't do college because I hate school. Like I hate
Bruh.
it, hate it, hate it, hate it.
I hated school too. Like I hated middle school. I hated high school because I understood the concept of high school artists. Like you got us up at like 7 in the morning, knowing we still groggy, can't pay attention, we hungry, so we really can't focus. And you trying to get us to learn this stuff that we've heard about for the past 5, 6 years,
Don't
and
even
it's the
help you in
same
life.
song and dance.
Don't even none of the stuff they teach in school helps you. All the stuff that you learn in elementary school, that's the only shit that they adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. All the other calculus bullshit, that shit does
Oh,
not help you in life. I'm not.
calculus. Oh, that shit humbled me, boy. I was used to getting A's and B's. That calculus. Oh, whew.
I still
I
don't know
saw
how to do
numbers I
calculus.
didn't think I was gonna see in school. I was like, shit.
Still don't know how to do calculus. I
Yeah, fuck that shit. Trigonometry. Nah, keep
don't
all
know how
that.
to do that.
I'm good with words, nigga. I'm good with words. That's it.
Yeah, I was one thing I was good at. I always loved history though. That was my
I
best
hated
subject.
history.
Love history.
No,
Love
I
history.
was I was like I was the one that's I like PE and lunch. That was me. I just happened to be smart.
Hey, PE time and lunchtime. That's it. Every
Hell
all
yeah.
the like, man, I'm ready to get the hell up out of here.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying. It's like, all right, when sports practice starting? I'm ready to go.
I ain't never been very athletic. Like, I can't play basketball to save my life. I could play football. Like, I like playing cornerback, but I'm not in shape, so I get burnt out. I'll be out of breath after like a couple plays. I'm ready to fucking sit down. Like, I'm very out of shape. I'm skinny as hell, but I'm out of shape. Cause I don't really do nothing. I just told me we're gonna start getting like some mountain bikes and start riding bikes and walking and stuff like that. You know, older now, so same shit that used to entertain, like stuff I used to do when I was young. I don't want to really too much do. I don't consider that stuff to do for fun now. I want to do different stuff. I want to start
Here's the
trying.
secret. Here's the secret. I agree with what Blackbird said. Fuck calculus. But here's the secret. I learned this during the lockdown, man. As far as getting in shape, YouTube University, man. They got at-home workouts for everything.
For real?
Yeah,
Now,
they
I
got
ain't
like
trying to
5 minute
waste.
workouts, bro. You could do a 5 minute workout right now. It could be like arms or chest, bro. You look ripped in a motherfucker. Like, damn.
Damn.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Cause
yeah.
bro, when I tell you I'm so out of shape, man. Like we just imagine playing basketball, me and we run up and down the court 3 times, and I'm down. I'm dead already tired. You're like, damn, it's only 2-1. What you? Yeah, man, that's me. I tried to play last time. I'm like, they're like, damn, bro, how old you is? I think I was like 30 at the time. Like 30. Like, boy, you sure you ain't you already tired? Like I'm out of shape. They're like, damn, you skinny as hell. You out of shape. I'm like, size ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all about you
Yeah.
keeping yourself in shape. I don't eat good. I ain't gonna say I don't eat good because I don't eat bad. I don't eat a lot. I really don't eat that much.
Are you a bulk eater?
This is what I do. I munch on stuff. So I'll say I get some food. I'll eat a little bit of it, put it up, come back, eat a little bit later, come back, eat a little bit later, come back, eat. It take me a whole day to finish a full fucking plate of food.
That shit make me hungry the whole time when I do. I tried the continuous muncher habit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. It's like, nah, I need. It's either it's I don't eat for a long time. So, because I usually eat dinner around like 10, 11 p.m. and it just be like my lunch, dinner, all right there.
Damn. Where you
Or I
where
eat while
you
I cook too.
you are you
Say
cook?
what?
I said where you
Yeah,
work
yeah.
at?
Right now I'm Lyft driving.
Lift your
Yeah, I
okay.
was used to be working for construction, and then I was like, nah, this ain't it. So I left that shit.
I could never do construction. I used to do Uber and DoorDash sometimes, but I get like driver fatigue where I don't want to drive no more.
Yeah, that does
I'm just
set in
like,
after a while.
damn, dog, I don't feel like driving, bro. It's literally you get control your own schedule. Like it could really be a good ass job if you just. I ain't gonna say it could be a good job, but it's decent if you just put the time into it. But I just can't do. I'll drive two. I'll do 2 trips, and I'm like, that's it. I'm going home. Made $10.
It depends too. Like some trips, because it depends on the trip. Like I don't know, is Florida's mostly flat for the most part. Y'all roads are not super hilly. It's just flat straight
Yes,
lines, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is like driving on expert in a video game because it's like driving on a roller coaster. You got roads that do all this windy shit because we got all these
Oh no,
mountains and
hell
stuff.
no.
Road, it's crazy. Roads that don't have street lights, which is a giant pet peeve of mine.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be some nice neighborhoods that don't even have street lights. I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all got lights in the driveway, all these little nice lights in the driveway like a pit stop, but you don't have any street lights. And it'd be like a
Yes.
cul-de-sac.
And it probably be looking dark as hell.
Mm-hmm. I'll be driving extra slow whenever it's them areas. I'm like, I ain't finna speed. I don't know what's finna pop up out this hill.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Do they? I wonder if they pay y'all more for driving up there because of how the roads are. Because it's literally,
It's really just the man, really.
you know, you'd be a beast driving here. This should be so easy. You probably driving like you're a NASCAR driver.
I mean, I'm a NASCAR fan, man. I love that shit. That shit fun to me.
I, I never really kept up. I know Jeff Gordon and shit like that, but I don't really. I've never really watched NASCAR. It's crazy. I used to love NASCAR games. Loved them, but never watched
Oh
none.
yeah.
That's how I know.
The best
That's how I know sports center taught me a lot of the drivers I know. But
I say the best experience as far as that, you have to go to a race. Because, I mean, you're in Florida. You got Homestead, Miami Speedway, and Daytona. I don't know how close that is the way you are.
Daytona is real close. I stay in Jackson. Daytona's like an hour and some change.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
It's fun. They let you bring in as much beer as you want. They don't even really check for shit. Like, they don't pat you down. It's like open a cooler. Or they got the plastic bag thing since 2020, but you could bring in a whole pizza from like Domino's or something. That's
Damn.
fine. Yeah, it's like the cheapest sporting event you could go to. The tickets are usually cheap. It's not hard to find free parking. Let's see. I went to Bristol a couple years ago. I spent $4, excluding the tickets. $4 because I brought my own food. I had my own snacks and everything.
Damn, I might actually try it out just for the experience.
Yeah, it's fun. The races are long. Daytona, the races are long, but it's an experience. It's not like going to a football game or a basketball game.
Yeah, I've been to the sorry ass Jaguars game. Can't stand them
Oh, I'm
motherfuckers.
sorry. I'm sorry about
Sometimes
that.
I hate staying in Jacksonville. But I don't like I like the Titans, but that's all we got here.
I hate the Titans, dude. I'm a Ravens fan. I
That's
can't
crazy.
stand them motherfuckers.
Tennessee. Titans my favorite team.
It's because the Titans fans I know, which I fuck with them, but it's like when they start talking about the Titans, they always talk like they gonna go to the Super Bowl and do all this. I'm like, bro, calm the fuck down. They ain't finna
Bro,
do
so
all that.
imagine hearing the sorry ass Jaguar fans say this every year. Yeah, we going to Super. I'm like, bro, no, y'all won 3 games last year. You gonna win 4 this year. Every year they swear the Jaguars went to the Super Bowl. Titans at least make the playoffs. Every
Yeah.
year, I'll kid you not. If you had the friends I had, oh, we got Urban Meyer, we going back, we going to. Oh, we got. I'm like, no, you was sorry last year. It's very rare you just make a complete turnaround. You in the Super Bowl, and that shit's not. They really don't. I'm not saying they don't think. Oh, we're gonna go from 4-11 or 4-13, whatever the shit is now, to 8-8 or 8-9. They don't do that. No, you going from 4-13 to 13-4. How?
It
It's
don't
not
make
gonna
no
happen
sense.
like that. It's a process. You're not. Every single year, I get so tired of here. I'm like, you lost your best cornerback, your best wide receiver. You got a rookie quarterback, a coach that's only good in college football. Why do you think you're going to the Super Bowl, bro? That shit be driving me crazy, dog.
And y'all
Jaguars,
hosted the Super Bowl too. What was that, 2005? Which
yeah,
I
4 or
never
5.
understood. Is Jacksonville like, okay, again, the perception of Jacksonville, the way we see it on the internet, it ain't the best. What is it really like in Jacksonville? Is it really like some nightlife there for real?
It's okay. So Jacksonville, now that we don't even have the landing no more, they got rid of that shit downtown. It's really nothing to do in Jacksonville. It's not. It's not what you. It's not. It's not now. It's good now. People that think Jacksonville is like fucking a war zone like Chicago. No, it's definitely not that. You got difference. Jacksonville is the biggest city in the world land wise. Jacksonville is fucking humongous. Jacksonville is the biggest city, not in the world. I mean, in the country. Biggest city in the country land wise. Land mass wise.
Really?
Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville is fucking huge. From my house to the beach, it's like almost a fucking hour.
What?
Yes, from my house to the Jacksonville beach is almost an hour. That's how
So
big
you're
Jack.
in the same city. You drove an hour. You're in the same city. If I drove an hour from Knoxville, I'm not in Knoxville anymore.
Yeah, I'm still here. And
Damn.
from my house to Kingsland, Georgia, where I used to work at, is only 40 minutes. So it takes me longer to get to the beach than it does to get to Georgia.
Well,
Because Georgia,
that's why Florida plays Georgia and Jacksonville. That makes sense now
yeah,
because they're like equal distance.
yeah, they're right. It's equal distance. Now, Florida, Georgia, and Jacksonville is like the biggest fucking thing you're gonna see down here. Shit,
Biggest cocktail party, yeah, world's biggest, or
that,
yeah, biggest cocktail party, yeah.
that shit's raw, but it's not all that. It's really nothing. Jacksonville's gotten so boring because they got rid of so much stuff down here. Like it's not the same no more. It's like really, it's boring. Like it's huge though. I can tell you that. Like it's you got the east, west, north, and south side of town. Like north side is fucking terrible. You in fucking slums. East side is even worse than the north side. And then you got the south side, which is like the rich side of town. The south, it's crazy how big east side of town is. Like they're humongous. Like you would be driving forever and like, damn, we still on the south side? Like it's huge. You got the
Damn.
south side, and then you got I stay on the west side. The west side is like balance. It's the most balanced side of town. It's not too good and it's not too bad. Like I stay in a nice subdivision on the west side. But you go to the north side, you just like you can look at the corner stores like they look dirty and raggedy. You like you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
that's why I know I'm on a different side of town. Like it's just completely different, dog.
Shit, that's how South Chattanooga, or my hometown, yeah, that's how that used to be. I don't know now because gentrification changed Chattanooga quick.
Damn.
Quick. Yeah, they gentrified Chattanooga when I was in high school. I started seeing the change from like North Chattanooga was the hood, and then it suddenly you saw the Whole Foods. It was a wrap.
Damn. So you watched it saying, well, you watched it change. You got to
Yeah.
see it because even in like it's changes so much from you little like you see stuff that used to be there and that shit's gone. Like they really, I could say in a way, Jacksonville. I feel like they only work on certain sides of town. Like the west side and the south side has always been getting better. Like as far as them building nice houses, getting rid of a lot of the ghettos and making better houses for people and cheaper. The north and east side, like they just get worse. It's like they're going in out. It's like they're taking the money from them and putting it into the other side. All the rappers and shit, they come from most of the rappers and shit. Fulio,
Young and Ace.
Young and Ace is from the west side. I give him that. I used to crazy to see him all the time. That's weird as fuck. Now he's Tokyo Jets, Nardo Weeks, damn, I
Who else
can't
is that?
you got a lot of people from Jackson. Lil Papa, um,
The nigga Spot him got him. Yeah.
Spot him got him. Yeah, that's crazy because his I used to see him and look because his auntie. I used to date his auntie and his mama. They were like real close. They used to always be at each other's house or whatever. And I used to go over there and he was bad as fuck. Like, I remember he was like 12 years old one time, coming in the house at 1 a.m. I'm like, you let your son come in that late? He was bad as fuck. Like he was really bad. I'm like, this boy was like, this was years ago. Found down like for like 19 to 20 now. This is like 6 or 7 years. He was like 13 and 12.
Damn.
Come in the house 1 to 1. I'm like, you let your son come out that late? She like, Yeah, I'm just like I was shocked. I'm like, dang, I ain't had no kids, so I'm like, maybe I'm just tripping because I don't have kids.
I couldn't do that. Nope.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was just like, I was amazed. His mama, he don't look nothing like his mama though. She like a big, heavy set. Lost a little bit of weight, but yeah, she's let him do what the fuck he want to do. We got a we got a good chunk of rappers from Jacksonville now that's starting to blow up. I just can't think of nobody's name, but it's like
Uh, they always
J-
got some name related to guns. That's
Jade
about
Out
it.
Breezy. I think he who else?
Ain't Jay Green? I think his name Jay Green from Jacksonville.
I
Or
don't know.
nah,
No,
nah,
I don't.
nah. I think he from Gifford with Melly.
I think J. Breezy's from Jacksonville. I just found that out today.
Yeah, Knoxville does not have any big name rappers.
Jacksonville just started really getting like we had people that were big from Jacksonville, but they never claimed Jacksonville. Like Lil John and the East Side Boys used to always be in Lil John used to always be in Jacksonville. Matter of fact, I think he's from Jacksonville. And then he blew up.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I always thought he was from Atlanta.
yeah, everybody did. He's been in Jacksonville all the time. And he
Huh.
blew up. He moved to Atlanta and blew up when he stopped claiming Jacksonville.
That's like Usher.
He never claimed it. I ain't gonna say so. He never claimed it.
Damn. Yeah, that's like Usher's from Chattanooga, but he claimed Atlanta.
That's crazy.
Samuel Jackson's from Chattanooga. My aunt went to school with him. You don't ever hear him bring up Chattanooga,
Never heard him bring it up.
which I understand why. Because when he was going to school, it was back during civil rights times. Racism was yeah. So
Real big up there.
yeah, I don't blame him.
I can understand that. Well, guys, I'm about to get ready to wrap it up. Let my boy Lobo get on with his day, man. Appreciate you coming on the channel. We're gonna get
So
this channel
appreciate you
back
for
up,
having
man.
me.
Hey man, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity. Thanks for sharing the new channel. I appreciate that. Because I hate starting over, guys, but you guys don't know I lost my channel at about 10K subscribers, almost at 10K subscribers. So I got to start over, but I got people like him that's helping support my new channel. So y'all, anybody that's not subscribed to his channel, go subscribe to his channel, show support, let them know where you came from. We're gonna wrap it up. Lobo, you got anything you want to say to the people, man?
The main thing I gotta say is in life, always move with mindfulness. Always be aware of your surroundings and how to act in certain situations. Because if you think 1 minute or you don't think in a situation, that shit gonna bite you in the ass.
For a long time too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't live with regrets, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming on the channel and watching the live. We definitely get them back on their channel again, man. I appreciate you for coming. And we're gonna link back up soon, man. And
For
I'm
sure,
gonna
you
show
gotta be on my channel too at some point. You
that.
already
Hey,
know that.
whenever you're ready, let me know, man. We
All
can
right,
make
for
it
sure.
happen. We can definitely make it happen, man. I appreciate you coming on the channel again, and I'm gonna inbox you my number, so whenever you need to hit me up, you can just text me or something like that. 'Cause I know a lot of times on Instagram, I be forgetting I got messages and be
Yeah,
in la
same
la.
here.
But y'all, we're gonna do some more lives, man. Appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good day. Thanks, Lobo.
Peace.